everyone, welcome back to Beauty for Ashes. My name is Kashina and I create tools and resources to help women break through into their marriage season. So happy to have you join me here on this platform. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about if you are really waiting on God for a marriage, for your Boaz, for your God-ordained spouse, then this should happen. What is it? Before I dive into it, let me just throw out a disclaimer. You guys know that I'm very open and I'm very vulnerable. Like, I have no problems to share my stories and to share my struggles, my hardship, and also share my revelations, share my wins, right? But when I was in my season of singleness, and that was 3.5 years, and it was by the grace of God and through some revelations and some soul healing that I was really able to access God's perfect plan for my life. But 3.5 out of those 4 years, I was a hot mess. I was impatient. Let me tell you, I was frustrated. Like, I doubted the promises of God. I mean, I knew God was faithful, but I'm like, is marriage really for me? Because I was waiting so long. And let me tell you, some people were wondering, like, wait, are you on the side? Because I haven't seen you with a man in years. Like, are you sure? And I'm like, listen. But just to show you how the world perceives you when you're trying to be faithful, you're trying to really wait on God for this promise. But all throughout that 3.5 years, I was frustrated, I was concerned, I was being deceived by the enemy. It was just a hot mess. But I thought that I was waiting. I thought that I was waiting before God with a posture of patience and all of that good stuff. Well, the Lord was probably looking at me like, honey, my daughter, you are a hot mess. When I was in my season again of singleness and people were like curious as to why I wasn't dating, and they probably wondered if I was living some form of secret life. And I remember I presented that concern before God just out of a heart of concern for myself. And I'm like, Lord, I am showing people that I'm waiting on you because I know this is the right way to go. But really, how is it going to look if I end up not getting married? Like, how discouraging that is going to be for other people who I'm trying to show that this is the way that you should go. How discouraged are they going to be knowing that I was believing you for something that didn't come to pass? And I remember God said something so amazing to me, and he used this scripture. And let me tell you, that scripture really renewed my mind into waiting with a heart of gratitude versus a heart of complaint and impatience. So the Lord gave me Isaiah 54 verse 4, and it says, do not be afraid. You will not be put to shame. Do not fear disgrace. You will not be humiliated. And that is a word for some of you ladies who are walking with this fear that, you know what, I've been waiting on God and I don't know if his promises are going to come to pass. I'm here to encourage you. You will not be disgraced. The Lord will not put you to shame. So if you're feeling that God is putting you to shame, that it is not God, right? The Lord said, do not fear. Do not be afraid. You will not be ashamed. And when the Lord gave me that scripture, that was the anchor scripture for me to say, you know what? God is not going to have me out here in these streets looking crazy, waiting on him, telling people, professing that, hey, I am abstinent. You know, I'm waiting on God for marriage. I'm giving my heart to Jesus only for him to put me through shame. So I hung on to that scripture, and I'm encouraging some of you to hang on to that scripture, especially if you're wavering in your faith and you're not sure if God is going to come through with his promises. So back to the story. So you will know, my sisters, that you are waiting with the right heart if this scripture is your reality. And this is something that the Lord showed me after I got married. So much revelations. And the scripture is from Isaiah 40 verses 31. And it says, those who wait on God will renew their strength, right? They will mount up on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. So if you're truly waiting on God and you have the posture of patience before God, then this scripture should be your reality. If this scripture is not your reality, if you don't feel like you're being strengthened in your season of waiting, then this is your invitation to go back to the feet of the Father to see what in fact is stopping you from Isaiah 40:31, from being the truth and the anchor in your life. Those who wait on God shall renew their strength. So as you're waiting, your strength should be renewed. So if you were like me, and after year one, I was just done. Like I was just so tired, so frustrated, so just sick of waiting. And that is because my heart was not in the right place. So again, those who wait on God, so as you're waiting on God, you are renewing your strength, right? You're mounting up on wings like eagles. You're running, but you're not getting weary. You're walking, but you're not fainting. So if you feel like in your season of singleness, you are weary, you're fainting, you're losing your strength, you're losing your steam, then this is your invitation, as I mentioned before, ladies, to go back and sit before God and just to see exactly what is causing this impatience, what is causing this frustration. Because half of the time, if we had to peel back the layer, let me get a little bit deep, there is some form of idolatry, or there is some form of deception there, or wrong mindset. So again, if you're waiting on God, this should really happen. You should be running and not growing weary. You should be walking and not fainting. You should be feeling like you're soaring. You're being strengthened in this season of waiting. And again, ladies, I am preaching to the choir because in my season of waiting, I was just a hot mess. And this scripture was not my reality. But it's not too late for this scripture to be your reality, because again, we're getting the wives ready. So many wives are on the brink of breakthrough, and we're getting those women ready to break through into their marriage season. That is my assignment in this year. Since the beginning of the year, we've been saying woman aligned. That was the word that God gave me, that so many women are out of alignment, whether with their mindset, their belief system. So ladies, we're continuing on that journey. And always remember, if you're waiting, that scripture should be your reality. Those who wait on God shall renew their strength. Is your strength renewed? So I'm going to leave it there just as a reflection for you to think about. So thank you, ladies, so much for watching Beauty for Ashes. And again, if you're interested in Supernatural Dating Academy or 1-year cohort, make sure that you sign up to receive the email updates. We're also preparing to launch that program. So guys, thank you so much for watching Beauty for Ashes, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.